Hey guys, this is Sports with Dylan. If you watched my Russell Wilson video, you would have seen that while I was editing the video, Bobby Wagner was released. And that's kind of annoying, because I went on during the video why Bobby Wagner should be released or traded. Anyways, figured he deserved a bit more information, so here you go. In my Russell Wilson video, which I'll leave a link to in the description, I went into every single reason why Bobby Wagner should be released or traded. In summary, it's that they're a rebuilding team that should be aiming for the #1 overall pick. So he's a veteran. They don't need him. They better release him, or better yet, trade him and get something for him, which they didn't do. But they still have now more cap space and to build a younger team. Now, where could Bobby Wagner go is the question. Well, I'm going to start with one option that would be really good, actually. It'd be quite funny as well. The Denver Broncos. And you might just think I'm saying this because Russell Wilson's in Denver. And yes, that might be part of the reason. But also, the Denver Broncos lack linebacker help, especially after they traded Von Miller away. Now, it's possible that Von Miller returns in free agency, but I doubt it. I think he should stick with Los Angeles. Bobby Wagner, on the other hand, is younger than Miller, and could be a perfect pairing with Bradley Chubb. I mean, just imagine that. Everyone was waiting for the Miller-Chubb duo to finally play together, but one kept getting injured. But Wagner is an injury-prone, so I think this would be a great fit all around for the Broncos. The Broncos should do what the Rams did, and just go all in. They need to win a Super Bowl soon. That's what they should do. Now, I don't think they should go in as much as the Rams. Like, the Rams have gone in and said, okay, we need to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. What the Broncos should do is say, hey, we need to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. So keep some cap space, keep some draft picks, but still try and win the Super Bowl soon. And Bobby Wagner would be one more great piece to that defense. The next team I'm going to talk about is the Baltimore Ravens. You see, the Baltimore Ravens have a knack for bringing in veterans and making them great again. Now, Bobby Wagner doesn't need to be made great again, because he's amazing already. But it would still help that defense. They could lose some key contributors on that defense this free agency. And also, it's already an aging defense. I know Bobby Wagner wouldn't exactly make it younger, but he would still help and add a huge force to that defense, who had a down year this year. They want to come back. And again, Ravens are great with those kinds of veterans. Imagine him, Odafe Owe, Patrick Queen, a couple other pieces. That would be a great defense to watch. Plus, the Ravens have other needs they should address in the draft, such as offensive line and maybe defensive back. I think defensive back should be okay. They have Chuck Clark, Marcus Peters, and Marlon Humphrey all under contract. All of them suitable. Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters are amazing, but if they choose to trade Marcus Peters or something like that, then it's possible they'd need to address the secondary as well. Last up is the New England Patriots. You see, if you watched last season with the Patriots, last offseason, last free agency, they signed a ton of veterans who were supposed to be great to that defense to try and improve it again. And Matthew Judon worked great. They now have a great duo with Matthew Judon and Christian Barmore on that defense. But the other major signing, Kyle Van Noy, didn't exactly work out. He had a great season in Miami the year prior, but this past year just didn't work for him, and now he's been released. Dante Hightower, who's also getting up there in age, despite being the same age as Bobby Wagner, Hightower just has fallen off while Bobby Wagner's still playing at a super high level. So Wagner would be a great replacement for both those players. Plus, the Patriots need to improve their defense. They got destroyed by Josh Allen and the Bills. So they can't let that happen. They need to improve. And I know Bobby Wagner is only a short-term solution, but he can still help them win soon. Now, I think the Broncos are the most likely destination by far because they're the ones that are closest to winning now. Patriots, couple years, I think, away. And even I think the Ravens could win, but they have a couple larger needs to use their cap space and their draft picks with. So I think he should sign with the Broncos. Plus, it would be great to see him and Wilson back together again. Now, as I stated in my Russell Wilson video, I think the Seahawks need to aim for the #1 overall pick. And that means tearing everything down. Wilson's a start. Wagner improves that odds. But you know what would just seal the deal? Getting rid of their 2 top receivers. Or more likely just one. I think Tyler Lockett should be traded. He's old enough, and he's not going to make a difference. By the time the Seahawks are in contention again, he's going to be way too old. Now, DK Metcalf could also be traded. I think that's a bit less likely because he's in his early 20s. But I could see the Seahawks just going, hey, let's trade him for picks as well. But Tyler Lockett, for sure, should be traded. The first destination I'm going to talk about for him would be the Chicago Bears. Because Chicago needs a true #1 receiver for Justin Fields. Tyler Lockett can fix that. There's a lot of teams you'll find that need receivers. There's not much explanation else than the Bears need a true #1 receiver. Tyler Lockett would be a great fit. He could help Justin Fields develop into the quarterback they need. Another great fit would be the Las Vegas Raiders, because they have Darren Waller, but I don't think Hunter Renfrow is a true #1 receiver. But Tyler Lockett would be. Plus, when you're now in a division with Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes, you kind of need a high-powered offense as well. And Tyler Lockett would help that. Plus, Tyler Lockett playing Russell Wilson, maybe even Bobby Wagner. Wouldn't that be awesome? Another great place for Tyler Lockett would be the New England Patriots. Now, I'm not sure what I think about this one, but I think it's still a likely one, because Bill Belichick has rumored to be looking for receivers via trade. It sounds like they phoned up the Panthers for Robbie Anderson, which makes no sense, because then they just have 4 mediocre receivers. But it also sounds like they phoned up the Falcons for Calvin Ridley, which would actually make sense. Well, Tyler Lockett would be a true #1 receiver for the Patriots. It'd be great. They would have a great receiver for Mac Jones. Now, I don't think they need a true #1 receiver. They've already got Hunter Henry, Johnny Smith, Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers, and Nelson Aguilar on the roster. None of them great, but none are bad. So, I don't see a need to have a true #1 receiver when you have that group. And if anyone can make that group work, it's Bill Belichick. So, the only other destination I can truly think of is the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a ton of draft capital, and keep in mind, Tyler Lockett nor DK Metcalf would be worth the first-round pick at this rate. Probably a second-rounder. But even that, Tyler Lockett, 29. Anyways, the Eagles could get a receiver to pair with Devonta Smith. Picture Tyler Lockett, Devonta Smith together with Jalen Hurts throwing them the ball. I think that'd be great. The Eagles simply don't have any great receivers after Devonta Smith. So they need to get that for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Reagor nor J.J. Arcega-Whiteside are good options. So they need to find a receiver in free agency, the draft, or by trade to complement Devonta Smith. And Tyler Lockett would be the perfect fit. Now, all of these destinations also work for DK Metcalf, but I think Tyler Lockett should be traded. Not sure about DK Metcalf, but if they truly did want to go all in, then maybe it would be best to trade DK Metcalf. Then you can just say, hey, we're restarting. Everything that's worth is gone. Maybe release Chris Carson with that. A couple other guys. Do not re-sign Dwayne Brown. And hey, you're aiming for the #1 overall pick, so we'll see. Thanks for watching.